Alright, young men. So, please go ahead and take out your journal, open up to the next page that you have available, and title it, What is Force? Don't forget to also put that title in your table of contents along with the date and the page number that you're on. Alright, so we're going to start talking about the different types of forces. So right now, I want you just to start thinking of a few forces that you use in your everyday life. Once you've thought of a few, I want you to write down 2 examples of using force in your daily life. Once you're done writing that down, go ahead and continue playing the video. Alright, so some examples that you may have written down would be something such as pushing or pulling a door open, maybe lifting something off the floor, for example, your backpack, maybe throwing something such as a basketball or a football. So we categorize all these forces in our lives into 2 main categories: pushes and pulls. So make sure you write that down, please. Write down that forces are considered pushes and pulls. Alright, so let's talk about how much force we actually need to be able to move an object. So let's start by looking at the man on the left side that's trying to push a chair. Now he's trying to push the chair to the left. He's using so much force to try to move this chair, and thankfully he succeeds, and he's able to move it 2 meters. Now let's look at the guy on the right side trying to push a car. So this man is also trying to push the car also to the same direction, which is the left, and he uses the exact same amount of force as the guy pushing the chair used. So in this case though, the car doesn't move. So I want you to think to yourself, why is that? Why is it that even though they're using the exact same amount of force, the chair moves, but the car doesn't? Once you have a good thought in your mind as to why you think one moves and the other doesn't, I want you to go ahead and write that down in your journal, and then go ahead and continue playing the video. Alright, so by this point you wrote down why you thought the car did not move and the chair did. So some of you may have written something down as, well, I need more force to push the car, I can't use the same force. Maybe some of you wrote down, well, it's because the car has a lot more mass than the chair. So the chair is easier to actually move versus a car. So why do you think the difference in the mass is important? So go ahead, you're going to pause the video and you're going to write down why you think the mass affects the amount of force that you're using. Alright, so now that you wrote down why you think mass is important, try to figure out what is the relationship between mass and force. How do they work together? How does the mass really affect how much force we're actually using? So go ahead and write that down, and then go ahead and continue playing the video. You got it right. Objects with more mass need more force to move them. That's why it's easier to push a chair than a car. So you could still push a car, but you would need to use much more force than what you did on the chair. Alright, young men, so thanks for watching this. Now go check out the video titled How to Calculate Net Force so we can work together on calculating the net force on objects.